Hi guys, welcome to the very first Brew Brothers Beekeeping channel video. Today what we're going to go through essentially is just going to go check through some of our hives just to make sure they're overwintering well, and if not we'll just give them a feed. But we'll also just go around through the front of the hives just to make sure that they're all okay. We'll also be putting in some wasp bait. I've got some wasps hanging around and I just want to get rid of them before they start trying to enter the hives, so I might as well get rid of the population, and then that way I'm not worried that through the winter they'll get robbed out when the hive's population starts to decrease. Hawkeye wasp lure, and it works really well. All I do is just put in the liquid in here, just like that. Close the lid. And I just kind of put it around my apiary. Doesn't have to be too close, but I usually put them in between the hives. That's where the wasps are usually sniffing around anyways, trying to get in the back entrance of a hive or a nook or cranny that the bees haven't protected. So yeah, this is just a really good way to knock down those wasps. You see I kind of put them in between my pallets. So you see there's one wasp investigating already. See, you just went in, there you go. Trap works really well. You see, we'll just go through some of the entrances I have. This is a Ceracell Beast Blocker. It's basically just a robbing screen. It stops any wasps trying to get in. Hive's entrance is really small. Helps with robbing. You know, at least I got guard bees out the front, you know, making sure that no one that doesn't belong to this hive doesn't enter the hive. I simply just use a like a sponge to plug up the entrance. Really simple and easy if you've got a wooden floor. You know, just like that. You can even see there's a wasp here, you know, just sitting out the front of the hive. Just hate the bloody things, man, they're so bad. But you know, that's one wasp that can't get into the hive, can't just tell the rest of his buddies to come in and rob this hive, which is why it's a good idea to have these sorts of robbing screens. The Ceracell Beast Blocker works really well, and if you need to, you know, move the hive, just close that and back up and you're good to go. You can see we got a bit more bees in here. see lots of brood in here. Just pull the one frame out and then we can get access to the hive a bit better. Another nice frame of brood looking there. Got lots of stores. Another frame of brood. Put in the Apistan strips. Got another frame of brood there, so we're looking pretty good going into winter here. You know, I've got more bees being able to replace the bees that are dying. Another frame of brood here. I can see new nurse bees that just emerged, looking healthy. Can't see any mites. And there's the queen just up here on the top, up there. Nice Italian queen. Some more brood over here, which is good. On both sides, lots of new bees emerging, which is great. You know, you can tell the new bees from, you know, old field bees. The new bees generally kind of look like whiter, and their wings are stuck together. Whereas field bees, you know, their wings are kind of out in sort of a triangle pattern. So those are a bit older, and then the nurse bees are all new, kind of white looking. So they've just emerged from the cells, which is good. So it means, you know, I got more bees, more new bees coming to keep the population strong. Oh, nice, brood in here. Not a little too much. That's okay. As long as it's well. So yeah, that hive's looking a bit better than the other one. Got lots of brood, got brood that's emerging, so the bees that are dying off are being replaced going into winter. So you want to maintain that population, as well as have a lot of nectar in there to keep the insulation as the hive's going into winter. If you lose insulation, your hives, you know, it's just like having a wet house. Cramp, get disease, cold, and then brood isn't going to emerge because it's not at the right temperature, therefore it's going to die. Okay, so I just want to check this hive. I just put a brick on hives that need me to come back, or I've either fixed or I need to just keep an eye on it. So I usually just put, you know, a brick standing up just when I come back next time, just to let me know, oh, give this one a check, make sure it's going okay. So we'll just have a look. From sort of memory, I think there was a virgin, so we'll just see if she's come back and is laying. But yeah, if the queen's not laying, then, you know, this hive isn't going to survive at this time of year. We're in March here in New Zealand, so March is pretty much the very end that, you know, you'd be able to put a new queen in, and the hive survive. Any later, it's, you know, you might as well just cull it, either merge it with another hive, so you don't have all these bees just, you know, doing nothing with no queen. Lots of nectar, which is good. I gave the hives a feed a couple of weeks ago, so there's still nectar in the hives. I would have thought there would be eggs in here, but I can't see any. It's not a good sign. Well, we've got brood here, but I think I might have put this frame of brood in this hive from another hive just to keep it ticking over. I do have new eggs here, so looks like the queen is laying in this brood, which means my virgins come back, which is good. She might not have come. Good to see. Well, I've got new eggs here. And there's the queen right in the middle by the strip. You can also see there's a queen cell there, but we don't need them to swarm at this time of year, so what I'll do is I'll just brush that. And there was an egg in there. I don't need to see that. So new eggs in there, and the bees are feeding the hatched eggs. So we've got an established queen now. Just needed to start laying a bit more to keep this hive's population strong going into winter. You need the hive to maintain a good population going into winter, so that the whole hive's insulation is better. They can also look after the brood, and then when spring comes, the hive is able to quickly and easily look after, 4 or 5 frames of brood, compared to a weak hive coming out of winter would only be able to look after 1, maybe 2 frames of brood. Therefore your hive's time to get into being strong just takes a little bit longer. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are about 8 frames of bees. About 1, 2, 3, 3 frames of brood. Ideally I'd want her to be up to about 4. It's a brand new queen. Maybe they just don't like her, but too bad. When you're going into winter, you can't just let the hive requeen at this time of year. That's why I think I bought a couple virgins maybe a month ago and put the virgins in there and let them mate and come back, and this one's successful, but we'll see how it goes in spring. But yeah, we want this hive to overwinter with a mated queen, which is what we've got, and the bees are just going to have to suck it up for winter, and yeah, maybe give them a new queen next spring. But yeah, for now they'll just have to put up with it. So you can immediately tell how strong this hive is relative to the other hives we looked at. Bees moving up Lots of bees occupying the frames. Obviously really strong brood patterns. So I always grab the second frame in. You know, if you grab this one, the bees always burr comb the frame. So if you pull it up, you're just going to be rolling the bees up and you're going to be destroying the comb. So just gently pull the bees out. And I mean, you can immediately tell. A nice frame of brood there. Lots of nectar. Kind of a weird looking frame, this one. Hey, you can't always be perfect. Got another frame of brood here. Oh, there's the queen. Just down there. So just investigating this frame just to see if she can start laying, but she's already laid all this here. You got some nice orange pollen here. Beautiful looking pollen actually. Kind of another weird frame. All we'll do is we'll just leave this one out because we know the queen's on it. She's not going to fly away. And then when we work the hive, we know there's no risk of crushing her. Another nice frame of brood here. Lots of brood. This whole frame is full. See, when you got more bees, you got more bees able to cater for more eggs that the queen lays. The higher the population, the more brood the hive can rear, the better the hive's going to be. You know, another whole frame here. You know, it's just what you want. You want to maintain high populations all the time. And, some more capped brood, but the bees look to be putting nectar in here, but you know, just because they're putting nectar in there doesn't mean they're not going to move it around. Another full frame of brood here that the queen's just laid in, which is good. More capped brood here. You know, exactly what you want to see. It's perfect. Perfect. I will do. So that's about it. You know, I don't need to go through any more of the hive. I know the bees have got lots of capped brood. No, there's a laying queen in here. Got lots of nectar. Got new eggs. Queen's on this side, so what I'll do is I'll put her in gently, and she's on this side of the frame, so I'll then just gently push this frame into the other, so that way when I put the other frame down, I know I'm not going to crush her. Move. You know, that's the kind of hive you want to be sort of aiming for when you're going into winter. But as you can see, all my hives are all in single boxes. It doesn't matter if the hive was super strong, I always push them into a single going into winter. So that's it guys, that's it for this episode. Please like and subscribe. We'll try and do a video every week. But if you are new to beekeeping and just wanting to know specific things, or you just have questions, Brood Brothers does have an introduction into beekeeping online course where we go over all the things you as a beekeeper need. So please go to our website www.broodbrothers.co.nz and go to our online bee courses. We really appreciate it. Thanks so much.